Hi, my name is Destiny Harris, the Reflections Program Coordinator at the Mental Health Association of Central Florida, and welcome to another episode of Our Stories Matter. At Reflections, we believe in strength in community and resilience in unity. We are a community-driven initiative dedicated to helping people navigate their path from mental health struggles to wellness. Today, I am so grateful to be here with one of our incredible facilitators, Sumer Strawbree, who leads our Stand Up Against Bullying support group for the youth. Hi, Summer. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for joining me today for this discussion, and I'm really excited to talk more about the space we're creating. And before we dive into the specifics of the support group, we'd love to get to know a little bit more about you and how you first got involved in this work.
All right, so hello everybody. I'm Sumer Strawbree. I'm 16 years old, and I am a teen speaker, author, and affirmations advocate. And I've had appearances on every news station in Orlando to share the experiences and teen mental health. And I've also been on the Kelly Clarkson Show, ABC News Live, and just national TV, being able to give an in-depth and empower young people to have confidence and self-esteem. So I'm very excited to be here. And it really all started because I was being bullied at school. So starting in the fourth grade, there was this really mean kid in my class, this really mean boy. He asked me this one question. It was, you're ugly, right? And hearing that as an 8-year-old, like it's crazy, because that really is what led to the decline in my self-esteem and my confidence. And it made me feel insecure. It made me feel ugly. I didn't feel beautiful. And I also had many other friends, people who I thought were my friends, my classmates. They started bullying me because at the time my tooth was crooked. So when your teeth fall out, it's a long process. Mine was different though, but because my two front teeth fell out, one grew in straight, another one grew in crooked, and so my classmates started to make jokes about me and point it out all the time, and I just became very insecure about it. They also would point out my fingers being long and skinny, and it just led to a bunch of insecurities, and I felt self-conscious about how I looked. And eventually there's this one day that my dad noticed that I would stop smiling, showing my teeth for pictures like I used to. Like I always had a big smile, very confident, until I started getting bullied. So he noticed that I wouldn't smile and show my teeth. And he was like, why? Why are you doing this? And I was like, kids at school are talking about my teeth. And it was something that I didn't notice. I didn't know I was being bullied until my dad told me that I was being bullied, because I thought everything was just a joke. They're just playing around with little kids. But, really, it was a subconscious insecurity that I was beginning to develop. And that's something that I want to, let young people know, just how to identify how you're being bullied and if you're being bullied. And it's led for a journey where I became an author, affirmation coloring books for girls' confidence, and being able to empower them with a resource and a tool that my dad taught me about. So saying affirmations as soon as you wake up, after school, and before going to sleep. And that's the formula that my dad provided me, and something that I want to share with other youth in the community and across the nation.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, Summer, your lived experience. And you've just done so many incredible things over the past few years. And so we are just so lucky and just happy to have you with us as well. And again, it's very powerful what you're doing. Affirmations are so important. And I also realize that there is power in the words you speak, and what you say about yourself and others is so meaningful and impactful. So thank you for highlighting that. And I wanted to also uh, ask you, because I'm not a therapist myself, but as a certified recovery peer specialist, I feel really passionate in the work that we do with our support groups and showing up for people in a different way that allows us to build trust on a peer-to-peer level. For you, specifically having that experience being bullied and knowing what it feels like, being able to relate to other peers and youth who are going through that as well. This space really gives them that opportunity to feel and process their emotions without judgment. And so I wanted to hear a little bit more about what specifically drew you to get involved with the Mental Health Association of Central Florida.
Yes, so my first introduction to the Mental Health Association of Central Florida was attending last year's Legacy of Champions luncheon. And I mean, that was a great experience, being able to get to know an organization that really prioritizes and understands mental health and provides spaces where people feel supported and acknowledged. And it's eliminating the stigma around mental health and, how people perceive it. And also the guest speakers just provided their experiences as well. I was able to meet Ice-T, and he provided so much insight and wisdom.
Yeah.
And and even meeting the president of the association, and she's just a very caring person. I had a great conversation with her, and even after meeting her, I was presented the opportunity to lead an anti-bullying support group, and it's something that I was like, wow, that's amazing. I'm honored to be able to be recognized as someone who could facilitate sessions for that. And I think it's something that the community truly needs, especially for young people, because we're at school, we experience things every day. And even I believe personally that bullying is kind of normalized, especially on social media. There's so many young people on social media, almost a lot of people have it. I know some of my friends don't have social media, which is probably better, which is definitely better. I mean, there's so many things that you can see online. It's just horrible, especially the comments. It's horrible. And I've seen a lot. It's like where people say, like to bring bullying back, let's bring back bullying, when it never left. So just an organization like this providing a resource to young people in the community is just so special. So I loved, being able to be a part of it.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for sharing that, Summer. And I can talk a little bit about what drew me to MHACF was the commitment to the continuum of care, and that it's really not just about one appointment or one group, but it's really a lifestyle of wellness. And I got a chance to attend our Legacy of Champions luncheon in May, and that was just such an amazing experience, and getting to see that space where people could come and just really share their passions and contributions to mental health and wellness. And it was just such a remarkable experience, and listening to our guest speaker as well, and just the importance of mental health in their life was really impactful. So I really am also passionate about just what Reflections does with our program in aiming to eliminate that stigma around mental health and making that support free and accessible to everyone, regardless of their background. And I knew from that moment I wanted to be a part of the mission. And I just love the power of community and what we do. And that's exactly, why we do what we do. And a big part of that is making sure people find what they need. If we don't provide the exact services someone is looking for, we don't just shut the door in their face. We make sure to give them a warm handoff to the right resources so they never feel lost in the system. And now looking at just again, from a standpoint of you yourself being involved in just that space of a youth, and also just wanted to learn, especially in this new age dynamic of digital, um, uh, social media has become so big, like you mentioned. Um, what specifically have you found that has helped you on your journey, and your also challenges with bullying as well?
Yeah, so I'll say even before getting into that, I was even bullied in middle school. After I released my second affirmation coloring book, uh, which is in 6 different languages, I wanted to, my mission wasn't to empower girls, and my classmates found it a great opportunity to begin cyberbullying me and start talking about me on Snapchat, getting my phone number, and spreading it around the school and things like that. So even when I was trying to do something positive, there's always going to be people who try to stop your mission, which I ignored them, okay, because I had those affirmations that allowed me to know who I am and feel confident in what I'm doing and things like that. So it was definitely, I mean, it wasn't like for me, because I knew, like, I empowered myself. It was pretty interesting to see how people reacted to that, like at my school and things like that. But besides that, I think it's super important to empower yourself, uh, even online, things like that. Um, you will see comments online and things like that, and different content that will try to like push you one way or like make you feel bad about yourself, seeing people online and things like that. But me, I try staying away from content like that personally, and just loving yourself is something that I saw as like the number one thing. Just finding ways to do self-care and prioritizing how you feel about yourself, doing these affirmations, because I mean, it's social media and just online is a part of everybody's everyday life, but it's just how you respond to that and how you take that in. So I know it's very common for girls, at least, to try to compare yourself to others on social media, but for me, I don't do that. I feel confident in who I am, and even with conversations with my friends and things like that, just like telling them the same thing and telling them that they're beautiful and to not compare themselves to others that they see. And sometimes it's not even real, especially with AI. It's kind of different to like, it's kind of different. Yeah, hard to like differentiate what's real, what's not. But just
Mhm.
knowing who you are and feeling confident in yourself is what I did.
Yes, and what I'm hearing is a lot of that authenticity shows up even beyond the screen, and people can resonate with you because of that, and being true to yourself, and also just making sure that you are surrounding yourself with a group of peers, people who support you and who can advocate and for you, and also just continuing to share those positive affirmations and support. I always like to send positive affirmations to my group of peers as well. So, they know that, someone is also here for them and they're not alone, right? So I love that you said that, and that you have found ways to incorporate self-care and wellness into your everyday routine. And I wanted to ask if you can tell me a little bit more about the Stand Up Against Bullying support group and who can attend.
Yes, so this is Project Courage. It's an anti-bullying support group for ages 12 through 16, and it's held virtually currently. And it's for those who may experienced bullying, who are victims of bullying. They know how it feels like, but it's also for those who are, they've seen bullying in person, things like that, and maybe they're at school and they've seen someone get bullied, or seen the effects of how someone may feel after getting bullied. So instead of being a bystander, which is someone who just stands there and lets the bullying happen, just encouraging people to be an upstander and be there for the person who is being bullied. Um, and it's not always where you kind of like defend them, because it's kind of dangerous. Like, you don't want to get into fights or anything. So just being able to support and encourage a victim of bullying, and just basically what I do is I teach people, like what bullying really is, the different forms of being bullied, because there's cyberbullying, there's physical bullying, there's verbal bullying, and different self-care tips and different things that they can use as resources to better help themselves or someone that they know. And it's all about spreading kindness and being there for each other.
Oh, thank you so
Also,
much.
sorry,
Yep.
sorry, it's the first Monday of each month, by the way. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Summer, for sharing that information about the Stand Up Against Bullying support group. And it reminds us that we are all on this journey together. So again, it goes hand in hand with those who are wanting to learn more about the different aspects of bullying and self-care, as well as those who may be experiencing that for themselves. Anyone can attend between those ages of 12 to 16. And for those watching, whether you are looking for support with bullying or you just need a safe space to process life's challenges, our Reflections program is here for you. You are not alone, and we have multiple support groups for you as well. So again, thank you, Summer, for joining us and everything you do to support our community. And for those watching, if you're interested in learning more about joining this group or any of our other support groups we discussed today, please visit our website at mhacf.org/events to see our full events calendar and register. We know that taking the first step can be the hardest part, and we are here to make it as easy as possible. If you have any questions at all or aren't sure which group is the right fit for you, please reach out to me directly. You can contact me, Destiny Harris, via email at dharris@mhacf.org or call me at 407-898-0110, extension 1009. And remember, you don't have to navigate your path to wellness alone. And we'll see you next time on Our Stories Matter.